All right, good morning. It is Thursday, August 17th. Looking at SPY here. And we have been selling off. So, as always, we'll chart some levels that have been relevant. 444 has been important. We have this area in here. You can see it was resistance a couple times, broke above it. Resistance, broke above it. Support. We have this 45, been pretty relevant. Other than that, I'll take a look at the hourly time frame to get some more recent areas of interest here. So those are what those levels look like from the daily, now that we've charted them on the hourly. So you can see pretty big levels of price action. Those areas. Another that I'm looking at, I might watch for, is at 442-ish. I'll mark it and then I might adjust it. Other than that, I am going to mark, well, I suppose I'll go down into the 15-minute. Excuse me, sorry about that. Get the low of the pre-market right here at 440 or 439. See, we bounced off it a couple times here. We have this high of the pre-market here so far. Pre-market and intraday levels I indicate with the yellow color. We are going to look at the and I'm to extend that one day. Perfect. All right. So we have yesterday's high of day, as well as that supply zone around that 444 level. We have the low of day right here. So we are within yesterday's trading range. That should be something that we pay attention to, as that generally means a higher chance of choppy price action rather than like a straightforward trend. One thing I'm noticing And I know this coincides with the FOMC minutes, but we had a pretty big sell-off here. That's something I may look at, is that area in there. If we reach up in there, it's pretty broad. That's a broader area than I like to watch. It's like 40-50 cents. But I think it is relevant, as you can see kind of the sharp price increase into this area and the immediate decline and kind of a sharp move down out of that area as well. So I'm also interested a little bit in like this zone in here. I don't think I'll keep that there. But definitely something to watch for as we came down, found support in this area, found some resistance, broke above it, and now we're kind of in that area itself. As far as trading ideas go, we break above pre-market high, I would target a retest of 442. We retest pre-market high and fail at this level. You could find support somewhere down in 440 region, 440.25 region. I don't have a super clear, concise kind of like target for the day. The past couple days have been that way. Obviously yesterday we had this level that I was watching for a reject because it was a key level. That's what I played. Today with this opening up within yesterday's range, kind of at the lower end of it, sold off, we bounced in the pre-market. So we'll have to see where the day takes us. We are in an uptrend. This like little wedge there, so we'll see what happens with that. As far as option contracts, we're going to pull up tomorrow's expiration, so Friday's expiration. Calls, we'll look at 4.2. If we break pre-market, find continuation up. Market high, that is. For a move to the downside, we'll target, say, 440. Yeah, we'll say 440. Looks like we're getting a push up to test the pre-market high. Going a little tunes. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention we did have some data come out in the pre-market. Let me look at that. We had jobless claims, Philadelphia Fed manufacturing survey, And at 8 a.m. we have the US leading economic indicators. So 8 a.m. there's data dropping, so within the first 30 minutes of the market open, definitely something to consider. Yeah, with that being said, it looks like, excuse me, looks like we're finding some resistance up at that pre-market high. Looks like we're getting a break. Oh, we're testing that trend line that we have from the pre-market. There, we've broken below it. We'll see if we can hold that. Pull back up. I would definitely consider a position to the downside if we reject off this, which it looks like we are, and break below the pre-market trend. So this upwards trend that we've been in, if we reject off this level and break that trend line, I'd be happy to go with puts targeting somewhere around like 442 or 440.25 or 440, somewhere in that range. But we'll see. Also could be one of those situations where we have the first 30 minutes a bit choppy, a bit low volume, as people anticipate the news that drops at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. if you're on the Eastern Standard Time. Finding some support at that trend line for sure. Keep testing that bottom. So there, we've broken below it. So if we get a close below this trend line, I'm looking for a retest to enter 440 puts. So here we are. I'll enter one position here, and my stop is just slightly above. So I give myself a little bit of wiggle room, but reason I'm taking this position is we rejected off the pre-market high and we failed this trend line that we've had acting as support through the pre-market. So a rejection off this level, a break through that support, and we feel all right entering that put. My target is, I should make a point to mark that so I'm aware of it when we're approaching it, somewhere in there. Maybe a little lower, we'll see. I suppose I could have taken 441 puts since we kind of retested that level. Maybe you would have given a little bit more safety in terms of risk management, in terms of how much the contract could lose if we push up. And that move down would be entirely in the money, so I took 440 because I think that there's potential that we could fall further. I would be surprised to see us come down and test like this 440 level. If so, that would be a really nice trade. Volume is pretty low. We had a higher volume on the opening candle. Not really much coming through at all on this candle here, so that's a little concerning. Makes me think that we're probably going to chop, might not get a clean move. A little less than a minute left on this candle here. Target's right around in this area between like 445, 440.5, excuse me, this 440.3-ish. Just due to some confluence and finding support at that level in the pre-market. About to come to a, oh. Yeah, we might experience some chop just with some low volume on this morning. We'll see. We'll see. Open a little lower. See if we can't hit this target. I don't love the combination of price action and volume that we got though. But we are moving down still, so still have that potential to hit that target and make a decent trade here. Alright, we can just push a little lower. I would probably target this 440.5. It's a round number. We found support there before. And I'm not really liking the volume, so this isn't a trade that I particularly feel like holding very long. That volume just super low. It's concerning. I'm just gonna get out of this trade. I really don't like how it's moving. I'm just gonna secure a small profit on the day. I don't like the super low volume. I don't like the chop that we're getting. That might have been you know, we could retest here and continue to fall. I just did not like what I was seeing with like a very evident lack of volume to support that move down. Not saying it can't work, you know, this could be a retest that continues to fail. But I really didn't like what I was seeing there in terms of price action and volume. Things were really slowing down. I'm glad I got out because I'd be underwater probably trimming this as a loss. So it was either just secure my trade where it was, or set a stop at break even. And here we start to see some volume come in finally. But yeah, this is just some chop. And I suppose a double bottom here, you know, was kind of evident when we couldn't break below that and we had super low volume and we started to bounce up. That was my indication to get out of that trade. I didn't like that. It looked promising at first. That rejection off here, the break of the trend line, the retest, you know, move lower. Looked promising up until we kind of made this double bottom and had super low volume and started to push back up. And here you see us. We might push down, we might still get lower. You know, there's a chance that that I just need to be more patient and sell too, or excuse me, I need to be more patient and that I sold too early. Could certainly be a possibility. Wouldn't be the first time, but we'll see. So we did get an increase in volume. We did, you know, continue this rejection. We'll see if we're able to make a lower low. As of now, we haven't been able to. It looks like we're testing it. All right. So I jumped the gun a little bit on that trade. It might come down and hit my target perfectly. Yep. An early target was this 440.5 level, which we're kind of sitting at right now. That would have been a nice trade. I sold early, but I probably would have been stopped out on this move up. So execution not great. Yeah, and now it's coming to test this level. Well, the trade was there. I fumbled the bag a little bit. I was scared out by price action and volume. I should have stuck to my trading plan regardless. We escaped with a small win. It's pretty nominal, really. But that could have been a pretty nice play for me. Over a $20 return at this point. But really, I should be focusing on kind of my fundamentals, my execution, rather than the dollar amount. Yeah. I got shaked up. That's alright though, it happens. Learning experience. The idea was there, you know, the right idea. Just need to work on execution a little bit, but I can take that. That's something that we can learn from. Yeah, we're getting a nice move down now. Ooh, I just realized I'm on the wrong account. That's a big bummer. Oh, we'll see. We'll see if I trade anymore today. I feel like I'm kind of off. I've been dealing with a sickness lately. And, yeah, I don't know. When you're not in your right mind, sometimes you should just not trade. Couple mistakes I made. The wrong account. Didn't stick to my plan. Kind of got shook out. So we'll see. So yeah, we got the rejection. We got the breakthrough, the trend line, the retest, rejected down to this level pretty much exactly to a T. The way I found that level and why I found that as my target, even though I didn't execute my trade as I should have. It was just this local swing high that we had before we rejected down, and then once we reclaimed it, we saw it act as support. So that was just kind of the most recent level that I could target for a possible finding of support or a possible bounce. And you can see that it pretty much accurate, almost perfectly, maybe 1 or 2 cents off. So trade idea was there, levels were there. I just didn't execute it well, but it's what's the word I'm looking for here? Comforting, I suppose. When things do work out like that, pretty much exactly as you'd hope. I still have a ways to go in managing my execution. I think I didn't. The area that I struggled with here is I didn't have a super predefined stop loss. My stop loss was if we had broke back and reclaimed this trend line. When I saw us pushing up, I was afraid of that on low volume. And that's why I exited my position. You know, had I said, you know, my stop loss is, I don't know, above these, or, you know, a retest, I don't know. I just need to be better with that, and I think that would have given me the conviction to hold through and capture that move as originally planned. Probably not going to take any trades until we get that data coming out in about 8 minutes. And that is the US leading economic indicators. For pretty bloody day. You know, now I'm wishing I held on to those puts. But it's all good. There's always opportunities. And even though I made a mistake, you know, it teaches me that I should have been a little bit more prepared, or a little bit clearer. I had a proper target marked. I had my entry. I had my reasoning. But I sold early because I didn't have a predefined risk in terms of where I would stop out if it didn't go my way. And so not having that predefined risk, as we started to push up, I just exited. So I know I keep repeating this, just doing it more so for myself as I can kind of recognize what I did right and what I did wrong here and try to learn from it. But yeah, we got, 7.5 minutes until that news comes out. Information. Excuse me. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. We'll see. We'll see. If there's a nice setup, I'll take it. But feeling a little tired, feeling a little sick. I'm not sure if I'll take another trade today. I might just take it easy. Be a risk off day for me. Yeah, now we have those puts looking real nice. Wow. Now I feel pretty silly for selling my puts, especially as we are about to hit 440. They're on, yeah. It was a really nice trade. I hope somebody caught that and didn't fumble like I did. Just like we're finding some support down around 440. See if that sticks. There's some serious volume coming in. Now the volume comes in. That was weird. These two candles here were like super low on volume, and now you see it jumping. Wow. Pretty interesting price action going on. Thought there's still, 3 or so minutes until that data came out, but it's looking like it may have been released early as you see this huge jump in volume, price action reacting. Definitely interesting. I want to see if it got like leaked early or something. Seems a little odd. It's pretty amazing though. Almost wiped out all those gains from that move down on puts. I think we're definitely seeing a little bit of manipulation. Look at the volume coming in. Somebody has news. There's something going on. But that is why I do not hold a trade through news dropping, because you can get reactions like that, and you know, you could have bought at a really good price on this, you know, and gotten all your gains wiped out by that spike. Nonetheless, we should have a little bit better indicator of where things will go in a couple minutes here. So we should have the news out now that is actually 8. Leading economic indicators. Here's to see what the price action will tell us what the result was. So we kind of reclaimed this level. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. We reclaimed it on the 5-minute. You can see that it looks like very strong support on the 15-minute. We might expect a bit of a reversal here. So far we have our high of day here, we have our low of day here. We're kind of in the in-between. We'll see if we make a lower high, or if we can make a higher high. See kind of how we establish a trend, or if we establish a trend. It is interesting that the big spike in volume came before the news was actually released. Now that it's out, you're seeing a lot less volume. We're getting a bit of a sell-off here. See if we can reach or break that low of day that we set earlier. Some really choppy action in here. Yeah. Very choppy. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Pretty weird price action. Nothing for me to trade here. I'm not taking any trades until I see something a little bit more clear. a lot of swinging in the premiums. Probably implied volatility is probably pretty high based on the price swings that we're getting. Yeah, we're getting really sporadic price action. Like jumps in volume, big price swings. It's really choppy and weird. A market that is not easy to trade, that's for sure. This first move, reject off the previous or the pre-market high and the break of that support trend line, that was a nice play. That was textbook. Everything after that been kind of a choppy mess. If I'm looking at a higher time frame, it looks like we have found support kind of at this 440.3 level, and we could move higher. You know, so taking a retest of that level for calls, but just this sporadic action that we've had in here, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't really trust it. Just like that. We're seeing some pretty odd price action. Definitely some manipulation going on by people with bigger wallets than you and I. Like you could argue for a little bit of a bear flag going on here, you know, a little bit. Yeah, nothing that I'm really interested in trading right now. Price action's pretty odd. Nothing that I really trust. Although on a higher time frame, we have broken below and appear to be retesting this area. But we failed to make a lower low. Here's we have a little bit of like a double bottom here. But also we've been stuck at this like 440.6-ish, 440.7 and have been completely unable to break above that. So this is just gross. I mean, I don't recommend trying to take a trade in here. Some of the weirdest price action I've seen in a while. Not a lot to say here. We're getting some. It's just ugly. There's nothing really to trade here. Very odd, sporadic, choppy price action. So I'm not interested in taking any trades at the moment. If you are, I'd recommend quick scalps. If you're in profit, take that shit and run. Because we have seen, sell off, pump up, sell off, pump up, sell off, pump up. It's just that this movement is very unpredictable. This shit is crazy. I don't know what to make of it. It's actually forming a very rare diamond pattern. Inverse head and neck diamond trajectory pattern. See here, there's a very predictable, very reliable pattern here that we form. I'm just joking. Just joking. How the hell? But yeah, I don't know. I have no interest in this, and I'm not sure that we're going to get any sort of solid moves. We might later in the day, but I generally only trade the first hour, hour and a half of the market. I had an opportunity. I said execute. And I'm not sure that we'll get another nice move like that. All right, well, I was waiting to see if we would get some sort of relief from whatever the hell this is. I am going to go make some coffee and breakfast and get ready for my day. That being said, little recap. We took one trade today. I was not in the right frame of mind. I was on my wrong account. I didn't execute properly. But let's look at a quick review of what I did and why. We had the high of the pre-market here. It was 441.5. Off the opening candle, we tested it, failed, rejected. We also had this trend line that was going from the pre-market that we were respecting that whole way up. We rejected off pre-market high, broke that trend line. So that is two indications. You know, we had a rejection off that key level and we broke support that we were holding for a while. I took an entry on this retest here. And my target was this 440.34. Reason being, you can see that it was a swing high in the pre-market. Once we broke above it, we found support. So a bit of confluence in that area and a likely area for us to find support again once we broke this trend. So that was the trade idea. Where I went wrong is I didn't have a predefined risk. I was not fully accepting of the risk. So on this candle here, when we started to push up, I sold for a small profit rather than hold and let my rule set, aka whether it hit my stop loss or my profit target, determine. So I didn't have a clear predefined risk, and I didn't accept that clear predefined risk. And thus, when we started pushing up, I sold early. However, had I had a predefined risk that would have allowed some tolerance for this move up, we quickly got pushed back down and came and hit my target to a T. That would have been a really nice trade. Like I said, I accidentally took that trade on my other account, my account that I don't trade in. I took a very small profit on it, but I would like for myself to execute better is the idea. The trade worked out perfectly. I just need to put it all together. But after that, we got some data releasing. And we started to do this, which is just super unpredictable, choppy, you know, it's just killing premiums. So not really looking to trade that. So I'm gonna call it a little early today and get going on with my day. Sometimes you gotta know when to just come back for another chance. There's always an opportunity tomorrow. All right, that being said, thank you, I appreciate you. I'll make a recap today, just going over essentially what I just went over. With that, I'm out. Peace.